Hi, my name is Pelisiwa Tvenstra. I'm a writer and I read sometimes. So, I'm back with another book review, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about The Pride of Noonlay by Shanice Ndlovu. And thank you to Mujajo Books for sending me this book. And I hope after this review, someone will pick it up and read it for themselves and understand it and let the magic of Shanice take you over. So it took me almost a month to read this book. Reason is I had my own difficulties. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, but I had weird difficulties that affected my reading. But yeah, finally when I did finish it, and I thought, wow, there is someone. Oh, mustn't fall. Sorry about that. But there is someone, a black woman, from the Southern Africa, who writes like this. Why are we finding it now? Why are we finding now? And it turns out Shanice Ndlovu is a poet. and she is only 25 years old, and she is a Zimbabwean writer. Why am I talking like this? Because I am amazed. Oh my god, sorry. Hey. Wow, okay, let's start that again. Shanice Ndlovu, 25 years old, and ubhala ngale ndlela angazi, guys. Yo, Mujaji is not gonna send me any books anymore because I am not reviewing. I'm still amazed. Okay, breathe, Mdagastol. Breathe. I'm not 25 years old, but I am Zimbabwean, so hey Shanice, I read your book. And I loved it. Yay. Anyway, so this is a collection of fantasy short stories. Fun fact, this is the second woman that I know of. Black woman published by a mainstream publishing house and publishing speculative fiction. I think in the Southern Africa is the second woman I know. One was Mohale Mashego by Pan Macmillan, and another one is Shanice Ndlovu. Sure, guys, Pride of Noonlay. One of my favorite stories is Not West of It, The Pride of Noonlay, and The Stone Thrower, I think. It's very dark. It's lyrical, dark, beautiful, weird, magical. It has really strong, powerful characters, and she uses, oh goodness, I'm gonna lose my breath. The sentences, every sentence, it's like a piece of puzzle. You can't remove it in the narrative. You can't remove it from the story because you're gonna lose the whole thing. And it is incredible how authentic it sounded, and how it's like her writing is like painting. It's every color just blends in with the actions of the character, with the world. It's like she's painting this beautiful painting in this empty canvas, and you are just there to just read and be taken by this beautiful writing. She is a beautiful writer. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Umntwana abantu uyabhala and ubhala kahle. Ubhala kamnandi. It's like it's kuyadleka ukubhala kwakhe. Kuyadleka ukubhala kwakhe. Okay. You know what? Sometimes the stories were a little bit funny, but still dark. Her writing is vivid, it's visceral. She uses a lot of, I don't know how the patterns of words, the choices of words she uses. I'm like, yo, cause we're fresh, cause we're lake. You know, when you read something and you just don't want to put like, you don't want to put it down. That's how I felt all the time. So I really enjoyed reading this. I'm grateful that Mujaji Books published this one, and you know, we are here, we are reading it, and we are loving it, and I will recommend this book to everybody. I'm going to talk about a little bit about some of the stories. I'll choose The Pride of Noonlay, which is the title of the whole collection. There is a short story called The Pride of Noonlay inside, and it's a story about this man going back to find her true love. I honestly do think that's what's happening there, and it's about pride, it's about love, it's about true love. I think I mentioned that. It's about, there's this love theme in it, but it's so woven in a different way. It's like when you read it, you don't feel the romance. You feel it when they speak. It's not in the describing of it. It's in the language. It's in the tones of these characters, how they speak, and you feel that, wow, there's so much love in them. It's incredible, because when Shanice then tries to describe this world, she uses another emotion. She detaches from the theme of love, if you feel the theme of love in the language of the characters. But as soon as she describes the world and the actions and everything, the events around it, it's I don't know, she uses something else. And guys, oh, is it the poet? It's a poet thing. And guys, it was incredible to read it. I enjoyed Pride of Noonlay. At first, when I read it, the few first pages, I honestly thought it was a queer read, and I was like, yes, queer read. It's queer, but it's not. It was not, and it was fine. It's one, you cannot expect that to be that, but it was okay. But I think the word pride took me in a different way, and then there's not worst of it, guys. You know, it cracked me up, but it also was a dark piece. It was sad. It was unbelievably horrendous. Not the writing, but what happens, the actions, the journeys of these characters. It's a story about incest. The story follows the twins, and SHIT happens. Like SHIT takes place over. One thing that cracks me up, I don't know, these characters are weird, because at the end, in that, I'm not gonna give it all because you have to read it. You have to carefully read, because you can't just skip. You're gonna miss many important, vital moments in those pieces, because everything is just a beautiful puzzle. You know, every sentence you read, it's supposed to be there. So in order to get those little moments, you need to read carefully. And I think I'm gonna go back as well and read carefully, because I missed some parts in other short stories. So all that nice things I've said, and one downfall for me, I think it has to do with the fact that hence it was written, it's important that, well, for me, this is when I read a book, I recognize pieces of who I am. For centuries, we've read books that we don't recognize ourselves. some moments I did. The hair, I recognized. The skin, I recognized. But some of the things that help you as a person of color is the language, the setting, the nuances the- of that character. But also the fact that the author is a black woman. I assumed, I should not have, but I assumed that I will recognize the fantasy world of it, because the fantasy sometimes tends to be a little bit more leaning on the Western side, and I would have I would have appreciated if it was more African, more. I don't know how to say it. I don't have the vocabulary to explain what I'm trying to say, but I just wished it was more seated in Africa. And guys, if I'm making sense, but that's what I missed. That disconnect of land, in the settings, disconnected me as well as a reader. But also that unfamiliarness, I could not connect with it. It felt I was reading a book by someone else from another country, not Africa, the continent, which that for me sitted in a different way. And it might not be a big thing, but I would have enjoyed it if it was more of, I would have recognized the language, the culture, but yet still fantastical, because we can write African fantasy, but I could not pick it up in this beautiful collection. But it's just a small thing, and maybe it's just me who is just whack, I don't know. But yeah, besides that, yeah, I would recommend it totally. I gave it 5 star because of how incredible Shanice Ndlovu as a writer is. And I remember it, the note that I have now about set, it should be set, not should be, but me as a reader connecting to it, it comes from the same note I got in my own writing, that where are you, where is your identity in the book. And at first when I got that note, I didn't understand it. That why flipping off, what are you saying to me? But now I get it. I missed that, the same thing. What grounds this book, as a black woman? And I needed to feel that. And guys, I don't have the vocabulary, please don't come at me. But that's the only thing. And it is an incredible read. I would definitely recommend it to everyone to get it. And let's talk about what I just said, or more about, the cover. Maybe we can talk about the cover. Even the cover is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see what's happening here. Look at that. Look, it's like this beautiful person is just keeps staring at you. Look, there's something happening with the eye. Nice, hey? All right, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you are okay. And yeah, thank you for commenting, subscribing, and liking. Thank you so much. So, buona lama, Bye.